And welcome to another episode of Signatures with Maria. We have a wonderful guest today. It's Mike Henson and his fabulous friends. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Maria, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Tell me immediately, why are your friends fabulous?
Because they are crazy, they're wild, they relate to children, adults, teenagers. Over the years, we've even been in nursing homes and take joy into see our senior and elderly citizens, and they love it just as much as the preschoolers do.
Well, tell me, what do you and your fabulous friends actually do?
Well, we have a puppet team, and we go into the schools primarily and do character education programs on respect, responsibility. We focus on the character trait that the principal or the guidance counselor wants us to focus on. We go in with a large cast of different characters, puppets, Muppet-style puppets.
All right.
Our set, we have to adjust it depending on the venue, but our set is over 8 foot tall and 35 foot wide. It's made out of pool noodles, corrugated plastic.
What is a pool noodle?
A pool noodle is one of those things you float on in the pool.
Oh, okay. So it's made out. So that has to be fun anyway, because those are colorful, right?
Yeah.
Come in different colors.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
we
gosh.
decorate those with Christmas lights. We have characters built in to the walls of the set. And we do ventriloquism, quote unquote magic. Really, it's just kind of goof off stuff. And we, for 30 to 45 minutes, whatever time we're allowed at a public school, we go in and do a character education on respect. Respect for authority, respect for others,
That's awesome.
and respect for yourself.
That's awesome.
And we just hammer them with respect for 30 to 45 minutes. And when the kids leave the assembly program, they're talking about respect and all the jokes and the characters and everything. They're talking about everything but me.
So what's your part in it?
I just kind of play along with the characters, whatever's going on that day.
So are you literally carrying the puppets? Are you, behind the puppets? Kind of give us a visual if you could.
Okay.
I wish you'd brought one. Oh, man.
I'll do that sometime.
Yes.
But people can go to henson.tv, our website, and they'll see like a 60-second promo and see an overview of the program. It just has music in the background, no talking, but we have a 7-foot ostrich, and it's a walk-around puppet. And it doesn't say anything.
It's 7 feet tall, but you can walk around with it.
I walk around with it.
It must be light.
Well, I'm just building up my arm muscles. I had last year. I had one my son has it now, and he's using it down in Florida. And I had a new one built that was lighter, because when you're in a gymnasium with 1,000 students, teachers, staff, and you're walking around the gymnasium and this ostrich is attacking the teachers, that ostrich becomes heavy.
Of course
so I
it
had to have a lightweight ostrich made that I could walk with. But it's real. I say I had to have one made, but they're real.
Of course,
they're real characters that I can relate to, as well as kids.
Well, thank God for that. So let me understand the practical side of this. So you would go in to speak with the principal or the counselors, find out what it is that they are teaching at this moment, or what they want to be solid with the children, and you just mimic that and put it into your characters. Is that kind of what you're saying?
When we approach a school, we go and we talk to them about our character education program.
All right.
And typically we go in and we do the program on respect. they may be teaching on bullying or trustworthiness or whatever, but when we mention the word respect,
it covers
they
everything.
say they need that more than anything.
And it kind of covers everything, does it not?
Sure it does.
Because if I respect you, then I wouldn't bully you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So where'd you come up with that, Mike? That whole concept. That's so powerful.
Back in the 70s, I started going into churches with these puppets. In fact, in 74, I was at a little church as a youth pastor in Dundee, Florida, outside Winter Haven.
Dundee. I know where Winter Haven is.
Yeah, okay. Dundee is right out of Winter Haven. I was in college. I went there. And I was leading the youth in this church.
All right.
And I was in college, and this is unbelievable. I got pink eye.
Wow.
Pink eye in college. Who ever heard of that? So I'm at home. It's, people can't get around me. I can't get around people. And one morning, this is back when, you have rabbit ears, get 3 channels maybe. Well, I one of them was PBS, and I turned on Sesame Street. And I'm looking at that. I said, man, that'd be a unique way to reach kids, because it just started. And so when I got well, I said, you know what? I'm going to try my hand at this.
Okay.
Because the children's pastor was leaving from that church.
All right.
So I went to the pastor. I said, I don't want to work with youth. All the college students want to work with youth. Nobody wants to work with kids. He said, well, they've been doing this for years, and you've never done it. I said, just trust me. I said, so what I did, I didn't have any finances to work with. It was a small church. It's like you go in there and do your thing, create whatever you're going to do. I went and I found a cardboard box that a refrigerator came out of.
All right.
I turned it into a puppet stage, went to Kmart, which was still in business at the time.
Because it's no longer in business.
And I bought these little bitty puppets. Then I found a place that would make me puppets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I started doing these puppets. The church was running about 65. Well, I started having 75 children.
Wow.
Preschool through 12 years old.
Right.
And so then from Columbus, I had a pastor that heard about how it was growing and how it was bringing in adults, because these kids want to come to church, so they bring mom and dad with them. So the church is growing because kids and youth department's growing.
Oh, wow.
So this pastor said, hey, I want you to come work for me. And so I prayed about it, worked for him as a youth and children's pastor. We bought a couple of buses, started running buses into the lower income areas.
Awesome.
And the church was running about 75 when we got there, and we were there for 11 months before we went on the road full time doing this.
Right.
And we were having 150 young people and children every week went there, and there was, the church was just had 75 people total. Now just the youth and kids is over 150 and sometimes over 200.
So you've been pretty successful with this whole project.
So we went in, we went, I left left Florida, went to Columbus, left Columbus, and at that time you didn't have children's evangelists. So I went and got a Suburban, a travel trailer, took off for the north in winter. And I've never driven in snow, but I'm driving a Suburban pulling a trailer.
Wow.
And so I was outside of Philadelphia, and the pastor said, hey, I want you to go to the school. They said, could you come to the school? I said, yeah, we'll go do something for the kids. Because, you got 400, 500 kids. That's a lot of fun.
It is.
So I went to the school, and they let me know, oh, you can't talk about Jesus, you can't mention the Bible, you can't pray. And it's like, oh, this is a good time to tell me, since this is what I do for a living.
This is what I do.
So anyway, I said, okay. So
How do you adjust?
So I said, we talk about love one another. Jesus loves you, John 13:34. We just do this. Talk about respect, because that's loving one another.
Yes, it is.
As Jesus loves you.
Right.
Love one another, love yourself, it's okay, we'll respect. Respect for authority, others, yourself. We did this program And 2 weeks after we did that school, I got a call from the pastor, and the pastor said, hey, I got a call from the principal. And I'm thinking, oh my, what did I do wrong? Did I accidentally say Jesus? You know, what did I do wrong? And he says, you're not going to believe this. This parent calls the principal, and he says, hey, you have done something to my child. Because my child comes home, they study, do their homework, they clean the room, they're up for breakfast, they go to school, they got a smile on their face, they come home, they're different. Something happened to my kid. And so the principal, he's real nervous because he's thinking lawsuit here, you know.
Right.
And he's thinking maybe the teacher threatened the kid, you know.
Because we always think negative.
At that time, they were, you know, you can't touch kids, can't correct the kids, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he calls the teacher in and says, hey, what happened to that child? Did you threaten them? What'd you do?
What happened?
The teacher said, I didn't do anything, but I noticed he comes with his school done. He's not starting fights anymore, not picking on the other kids. And the principal, he says, well, we're just going to have to call the parent in and the child in at the same time, get to the root of this, find out what's going on. So they call in the parents, the child, and the teacher and the principal. They sit down. Hi, Johnny, we just wanted to know what you doing. You know, because it's hands off, be nice. And they say, we noticed things are a little different with you. So the child says, yeah, I'm trying to do my best. And the principal says, well, we notice a lot of good changes in you. So what's going on? The young man, he said, he's about 10 years old. He says, well, do you remember that man that came to the school with those crazy puppets? And the principal says, yes. And now he's thinking, I'm going to strangle that pastor that brought that guy in here. And he says, well, he was talking about respect for authority, respect for others, respect for yourself. And he said, I knew I wasn't doing any of those things.
Oh, wow.
And he said, I knew in my heart, this is a 10-year-old talking, I knew if in my heart I didn't change, something bad's going to happen to me.
Wow.
Which is the truth. When you don't know how to show respect, look how disrespect is getting our young people and children at an early age into big trouble. That's going to stick with them the rest of their life. He said, after listening to that man, he said, I knew I had to change. And boy, did he change.
That's powerful.
They won't let us go into the schools with Jesus, the Bible, prayer, but I don't care because I go in with the Holy Spirit and He's always there and He can do whatever He wants, anything
and
He
however
wants, anytime.
He wants.
And
because you teach principles.
Yeah, and we carry a lot of joy.
That's beautiful.
The time we're there, they are excited.
That's great.
And they're having fun, and they forget all the negative things, and we're saying, hey, respect. The principal, you came out to our program at Chattahoochee Valley Community College. Well, the next night, we were at Oliver Elementary on the south end of Russell County, and we were in the gymnasium, and Ms. Richardson said, is there one thing else you want to say? This at the end of the family night. We still can't talk about Jesus, pray, the Bible, anything. She says, how many of y'all like to hear Mike say one more thing? And they say, yeah. So I go out there and I don't carry any puppets. I say, look, nothing is going to change until you change. And for the next 10 minutes, I talk to them about change. Because that's very practical. I preached to them, mentioned Jesus, the Bible, or prayer, but I said, nothing's going to change till you change. Because everybody wants to blame. Oh, if it wasn't for my wife. Oh, if it wasn't for the school. Oh, if I had a better job. Oh, if this. I don't have money. Always blaming something else. Oh, it's the politics. I can't, blah, blah, blah. All these reasons why a person cannot succeed. Hey, the only reason you cannot succeed is because you do not want to change.
Correct.
And I told the children at one of our schools that we went to over in Columbus, I said, you have to understand, in this world, if you want to make a lot of money, you got to take a lot of stuff to the table because you're only going to get rewarded for what you bring to the table. And the number one thing you have to do is respect authority, respect others, respect yourself. And out of respect for yourself, do something, build something, make something. Take it to the table. If they don't like it, take something else, because you're a creator.
That's right.
You are a creator.
So
you were made to
them,
create
Mike.
something.
You preach to them, basically, is what it sounds like to me. You really just
But
let
I
them.
don't say Jesus, I don't read the Bible, and I don't pray. So
Well,
it's okay.
Well, let me just say this, and it sounds like that you understand your guidelines when you
Sure.
go into these schools. Okay, so overall, this has been about how many years that you've been involved with the puppet ministry?
Since the early 70s.
So if I were to count
So
that,
that's,
ooh,
say,
40?
45 years.
Yes, I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing I want to ask you is, do you feel like that you have been successful with it?
We have, you have to measure things by your financial success, because as a minister, because I have a church, and as a minister, if the Holy Spirit is behind this, I'm going to have financial success, because it takes finances to go after souls,
to do ministry.
to be a blessing to people. Abraham was rich in cattle, silver, and gold.
All right.
Paul was so rich that when he was in prison, Felix, who was the political leader in that area, came to him, kept coming to him in prison, visiting Paul in prison, hoping to get some bribe. Paul had to have some money for the political leader to come keep visiting him in prison, trying to get some of that money. But Paul was overseeing the churches. And Paul was so appreciated, and people were astounded by his very presence, that he earned an audience with King Agrippa,
King Agrippa.
and Festus, and all the political leaders in that area. And he preached the resurrection, but before he preached the resurrection, he preached what happened to him.
Correct.
He had a testimony. And basically, that's all we're doing, is going out there, and we can't mention Jesus, but I'm going to give my testimony. My testimony,
Which is powerful.
is that, hey,
testimony
he
is
changed
powerful.
me, he can change you.
He can change you. All right. Okay, so you got about 30 seconds.
Go to
Tell them how they can find you if they want this Mike Henson and his fabulous friends to come to you.
Well, I appreciate you having us on your show, Signatures. My name's Mike. I need to write that backwards so they can read it. My name is Mike on Signatures. You can find us at www, only 3 of them. And if you do the 3, it gives you a little W there. It's www.henson, Henson, TV. I was thinking of my friend Toygar that's with us today. Wonderful friend from Australia. No, Turkey. They're right there close to each other. I get confused. And so Henson.tv, you'll see a little bit about what we do. We have an event coming up the first Friday night. It's family night here in Phoenix City. You're going to love it. We're going to have everything going on that evening with Dr. Babs here in Phoenix City. And if you want us in your school, the school where your children go, so they can learn some respect, just send us a message on Henson.tv or email me, Mike at Henson.tv. Boy, that's difficult to remember, isn't it?
All right, well,
thank you for having us.
Yes, and thank you so much, Mike, for coming and sharing with us. People don't know you do a whole lot of things, but today we just kept it to one of the amazing things, one that I had an opportunity to share in with one night out of school. The principal was so excited, and so I saw the children just laughing and having a good time. If you have something that you'd like to talk about, Signatures with Maria, and thanks. And welcome to Kids for Christ Corner one more time with Maria. I have the lovely Madison King. Hi, Madison.
Hi.
So, Madison, what did you think when Mom said you were going to be on TV?
I thought I was I was shy a little bit.
Really? Why
Yeah.
would you be shy? You can just be yourself.
It's my second time being on TV because I went to a football game once.
Uh-huh.
It was against Roll Tide against another team. Can't remember. I think the Bulldogs, Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know.
Okay. So you went with your family?
Mhm.
And it was fun. Was it fun?
Yeah, I got to play with one of my friends, but the bad thing is she didn't have all her fingers. She had all her fingers on this hand and 2 fingers right on this hand.
Okay, so that was the bad thing, but she was a pretty cool girl, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome. So Madison, tell me, do you know who Jesus is?
Mhm.
What do you know about Jesus?
He's the Son of God.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, how'd you find that out?
'Cause my dad and mommy told me. My mama.
Your dad and mom told you. What else did they tell you about Jesus?
They just like to praise the Lord, and we go to church.
All right. Well, what church do you attend?
Pine Hill.
Pine Hill. And what kinds of things does Pine Hill teach you?
Pastor Fry, or pastor, he teaches you about, he tells you about the Lord, and we read the Bible and stuff.
Okay. All right. What do you know about the Bible, Madison?
I look in the Bible,
You look in the Bible, what do you see in there?
just words and numbers.
Okay. Do you know any of the books of the Bible? No. Okay. So do you know any Bible stories? Do you know about Noah and the ark? Okay, what do you know about that? Tell me this. Tell me the story. Tell me the story about Noah and the ark.
I forgot, kind of.
Okay. Okay. So what about at Christmas time? Does your church have like any plays or anything that talks about?
No.
No plays, no stories. You don't do any speeches or anything like that? Okay. All right. So you're a first grader. And is school out yet for you? Or is it almost time for school to be out?
It's not out for me. I am out for 1 week.
Okay, you're going to be out for 1 week. What are you going to do for that 1 week?
It's just for a Thanksgiving break.
Okay. All right. So do you have big plans for Thanksgiving?
Well, the plan was to wait a little until it gets a little sunrise, until all my family's ready to get up. When they're ready, when they're not tired anymore, when they come over, the food will probably be done, because we have a lot of food to cook.
Got a lot of food. What do you want? Are you going to cook anything?
Yeah.
Okay,
we
what are you going to
cook? Some turkey.
Wait a minute, Madison. How old are you?
6.
And you're going to cook the turkey?
No, Mom's gonna cook the turkey.
Oh, that makes sense to me now. Mom's going to cook. What's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving?
Plates and like cups and designed it like.
Okay, so what do you like to eat at Thanksgiving? Phrase that
Turkey.
another way. Turkey. Turkey is your favorite. No mac and cheese or?
Yeah, but we're not gonna have none. We're gonna have turkey, corn, and collards and something.
Okay, do you eat greens?
Green beans? Oh yeah, we planted those.
You plant them in your backyard?
I found some type of thing, but it was a seed actually. When I planted it in the dirt, a little spark go, and my dad said, "That's it.
That's
my
it?
plant."
That's it? Okay.
It's where it was, where I planted it.
Wow. Okay, and so how do you think things grow?
Well, I know how to grow it. All we have to do is give it sunlight, water it, and give it some shade.
Okay.
And that's it.
So do you think God is the one, though, that makes everything grow?
Yes,
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, because you said, it needed some shade and some sun and a little bit of water, but I think the Bible talks about that God's the one that gives the increase, so then that's how things actually grow, like you and me. What do you think?
Yes.
Yes. You agree with that? Okay. So, what do you know about heaven?
I'm really sad that someone died
Oh.
in my family. Auntie,
Okay.
Papa, Grandma Galinda, they died.
Okay, so that's what you know about heaven because they passed away?
Grandma Glinda is my mom's mother.
Okay, that's your mom's
And
mom.
my TT's my mommy's sister.
Okay.
So that was her mom too.
Oh, and so she went to heaven?
She died, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what do you think heaven is like for them?
Well, it's like far in the sky,
Far in the sky, okay.
like all the way to the top.
Okay, and then what do you think happens in heaven? Just tell me what you think.
Like the angels be working on the to get people growing and making babies. That's what God does. making
Okay.
babies.
Wow, okay. All right, so do you think that one day when you pass away that you'll end up in heaven? Do you think?
I don't know.
Are you a good girl? Okay, so do you think good people go to heaven?
Well, on my test is I make some C's. Cause I don't, but I never made a D before.
Okay, so how does that have anything to do with heaven, your C's?
Well, maybe God making me do A's.
God makes you do A's. I like that. I like that. God's good like that, isn't he? He's really good to everybody, isn't he?
That's why I say almost like all the time. I love him more than anything.
Oh, me too. I love him more than anything too, cause he's pretty cool, right? He's like the best friend I've ever had. Next to mom, of course, right?
Even mine too.
Yeah. So let's high five on that. That God is like the best, right? He's a cool dude, and he does really good things for us.
He's the father of Jesus.
Well, all right now. And who told you that?
My daddy.
Your dad must be smart. Is your dad smart?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, Dad. She's kind of telling on you. I'm sorry, but she said she doesn't know. So what kind of cool things do you and Dad and Mom do together?
Well, I was gonna skateboard I was gonna get for Christmas a skateboard, but Mom showed me I could get hurt, but
Okay.
I'll goo, but I don't. That's why I don't want one no more.
You don't want it because Mom says it's dangerous.
Yeah, and I'll fall off, and then I'll scrape my knee.
Oh, but did you tell her God could protect you while you were skating? What'd she have to say about that?
Well, I'm so clumsy, just like my daddy, and I got some boo-boos on my leg.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay. Well, Dad, okay, I don't know what to say about that, but anyway. So what's the best thing about your mom?
That I love her.
Oh. Okay. So do you think God gave you your mom? Why do you think he'd give you such a really super mom?
Because he made me think I need learning, and then Mommy will teach me. That's because Grandma Glinda taught her when she was a little girl baby.
Okay, so it started with Grandma, and then Grandma taught Mommy, and she was really good to Grandma, and then that means you had to have a good mom too so that you could learn. You think that's about what God had it in mind? He was thinking, oh, I'm going to make a generation of just good moms for cute little girls like Madison. Yeah.
She said, he said, I'm going to make this hair pretty, and I'm going to make her so gorgeous for everybody to be like, oh, Madison, you're so pretty. So he made me just like this, just think of his mind.
Oh, so God must have like the best mind, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. He must be like the smartest God out there, right? Because you know what? I got to tell you, Madison, you are an amazingly cute child. So because you've only been here like, I don't know, 6 years, right?
I think.
Yeah. Are you 6? So that means you've been here 6 years. God doesn't make mistakes. You're probably like the best 6-year-old ever.
I passed 5. I was like, oh no, I'm going to be 6. I'm 6 already because it was my birthday.
When was your birthday?
March 2nd.
March 2nd.
So if I'm in March, tomorrow will be my birthday. The first day of March, it will be my birthday tomorrow.
But 2 days from now, it's going to be Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving only comes in November. So we've got to go November, December, January, February, March. So you've got about 4.5 more months
My
to go.
sister's birthday is already in January.
And how old will Morgan?
Be 2,
Morgan will be 2.
because she's already 1.
Oh, because she's 1 now. All right. So do you think God would be pleased with Morgan being just like Madison?
Well, I'm not fat like her. I would hurt her feelings if she was here. But it's good she's not here.
Okay. All right. So do you want to tell us anything else about God or Jesus or anything?
No.
You're good? So can I say to you, thank you so much for being on the show today? For being such a special Madison, the cutest one in the room, clearly.
Yes. So great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Madison. Will you come back and visit us sometime here at the TV studio? Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I have the famous Madison King. Tell them bye, Madison.
Bye.